Hey there, I'm Aki and welcome back to Subnautica News. And I am sure all of you know what this is gonna be about. Subnautica Below Zero. So what is Subnautica Below Zero? It's what we've been calling the Arctic DLC or Arctic expansion. It is neither of those two things though. It is a complete standalone game and experience, which means you'll be able to purchase it on the Steam page just like you purchased Subnautica. If you played Subnautica, of course. If you played it and didn't purchase it, you cracked it and should probably go and buy it now because that is incredibly unfair towards the developers. But for now, let's take a look what we got on this new website they just released. So, the temperature is dropping. An alien civilization we can compare star charts with, that's our holy grail. We never expected we'd actually find it. Unknown Alterra employee. Unknown Worlds is building a standalone expansion to Subnautica, called Subnautica Below Zero. Set in an icebound region of planet 4546b, after the events of the original game, Below Zero will offer a new chapter in the Subnautica universe. We would like to show you some of Below Zero's concepts and share our plans for release. We already have a new concept here. As you can see, there is some kind of turtle frozen in the ice, and I think it looks really amazing. In the coming months, we will release an unfinished early version of Below Zero in early access. We will then begin releasing consistent content updates, carefully crafting the game based on your feedback, just like the original Subnautica. The concept of Below Zero is still developing. We are keeping the core gameplay mechanics, such as base building and open-ended exploration. We are also exploring new ones, such as thermal management and more voice dialogue at the core of the plot. We are still in early stages and nothing is set in ice. Haha, get it? Ice? These features may change prior to and during early access. The Vesper is a semi-permanent orbital installation designed to provide a sustainable environment for research personnel stationed far from Federation space. See what we're working on by sneaking a peek at our Trello board. This is the place where we organize all our Below Zero development tasks. Look closely and you might find leaks and spoilers. Oops. We're gonna have a look at that just in a second after we finish reading this page. Here you can follow the developer team on Twitter for sneak peek previews, or you can just subscribe and I'll keep you up to date. And if you want development updates, you can enter your email here and you will get all the updates you need. So now let's take a look at their Trello page. So this is Subnautica Below Zero, and here we also have the thing we have seen in a previous screenshot, and we can definitely see that things have changed. So we have a base up here, which is most likely one of the above surface bases that we will be able to build. And as you can see, we are finally getting stairs. We also have global entity sterilization count 3 and something I can't quite read, but if you can make it out, here you go. There's an exchanger platform prefab. It has a script that is defined as proto-contact and it has a proto-member bool that I'm trying to use to save whether or not the platform has already spawned the first rocket. So we will be able to build rockets again, which is very interesting in my opinion. We also have something to do with deserialization, and I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea what it means, but you guys probably do, so here you go. Here we also have the development icon again, and it looks amazing. They just have one of the best artists that I can think of. Here we have some more concept arts which we've already seen before, and some feature ideas of old biome concept arts which they might implement now. So in the expansion we might get a teleporter room, power consumption display terminals, a base color customization terminal like one of the mods for Subnautica I showed off to you, a light switch like another mod I showed you, a new vehicle docking module, hovercraft surface pad hooked up to the base power, and glass ceiling for the multipurpose room. These are all things that have been requested a lot for the base game, and I'm excited to have them in the new one. Stairs is also something they are looking to implement, and exterior locker that is accessible from both inside and outside. They are also looking for a multipurpose room wall panel grow bed and an alcove that you can put on your base. So here we have a slight preview of what we might look at in the new game, and it looks like we might get the lily pad islands. As you can see, lily pad base, lily pad middle, and so on. So I am excited for that. And here are also some of the 3D models for the lily pad islands. And these are actual in-game screenshots as far as I can tell. So here you go, this is what they may look like in the game. And apparently we might be getting weather now. As you can see, tune standard weather set for more balance between bad and clear weather. So it looks like we will finally have storms, sun, rain, snow, all of that. And this is my absolute favorite. We are getting a jukebox, which we can use to play music. Why? I don't know why you would ever need that, but it's such a great feature. Thank you, Subnautica devs. Apparently there's something like an ice worm, so the surface definitely won't be safe. Imagine walking around and suddenly out of nowhere a giant worm appears from the ground and tries to devour you. Currently, if the ice worm emerges from the ice but does not pick a dive target, it kind of just sits there. We may need proper animation here, but procedural animation might work as well. I'd like to see the ice worm more actively scan its environment. Also, it seems like the ice worm doesn't dive unless it has a target to dive at. Sometimes you may just want it to dive somewhere interesting, near the player, at a penguin, or somewhere random, just to keep it moving. I am really excited to see what new creatures we will be able to see here. And apparently I was right about this suit. It's a cold protective suit, and this one is the bottom of the suit. As you can see here, it has space for the eyes, so it is sadly not an android for all you people that like Detroit Become Human. And it looks like we will even be getting lightning that could damage us or be dangerous to our bases. And this is what the new precursor cave or base might look like. As you can see, there are some crystals, some light sticks which are probably set up by the player, but the precursor base itself is above water and looks like a tower to me. Maybe this is the mortar of planet 4546b and there's a giant precursor eye at the top. Here is also a new concept for a snap frozen peeper, which was frozen by a brine wing. The brine wing has an unusual attack. Super cool saline expelled from its mouth at high speed creates a snap freezing brinacle. To keep the supercritical temperatures, the brine wing uses its fin wings as a heat exchanging radiators. So it is most likely a predator which feeds on peepers, as you can see. And it definitely looks like we are getting the squid shark, since they have a card for its animations here. And it looks like it might be a leviathan. This is another concept we got, the Arctic ray concept. This might be similar to jelly rays and not even attack. But of course it might also be dangerous to the player like a stingray would be. Here you can also see some 3D models of the ray, so it's most likely going to be implemented if we already have the models. And this is what the hoverbike will look like. So there's a lot of talks about the hoverbike on here, and apparently this is what it looks like. In my opinion, it looks amazing and I can't wait to ride it. We also got some new concepts or 3D models of the penguins, and the more I'm looking at those, the more I'm thinking penguins will not be friendly here. Not even the babies look cute anymore. And this thing looks like it came straight out of a nightmare of one of the developers. I have no idea what this is supposed to be, and I do not want to encounter it. I'll probably scream like a little girl again. So we have multiple versions here, but to be honest, I don't want to look at this thing for too long because I am pretty sure I have nightmares tonight. And apparently we will be able to get supply crates now. So The more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking we are on the planet and have contact to a station orbiting the planet, the Vesper. And if we need something, we could request it from the Vesper. Of course, we couldn't just request everything, since that would be a little OP. But I think maybe some basic materials or maybe some data about the planet, that could be some interesting game mechanic. And here, you can see the twisty bridges in-game. They look absolutely amazing. I don't know who did this, but props to you. This looks perfect. This is exactly how I imagined the twisty bridges to be, and I have to say, they might look even better than in the concept art. Now this is a symbiote fish. I have no idea what this is supposed to be and why it's on land, but it looks really interesting. Maybe it's something like the biter, just in the Arctic DLC. Wait, no, it's not a DLC. I need to get used to that. But in Sub-Zero. This is another creature we might get. It's called the spinner fish, and it reminds me of a sea star, to be honest. Maybe it's Patrick.
This is Patrick.
You sure?
This is Patrick!
And apparently they are implementing this really weird creature, which I have no idea at all what it's supposed to be. But here you go, Lily Pad Creature 01 in-game. We also get a look at the new temperature system. So as you can see, we have to look out for the ambient temperature as well as our body temperature. I assume if our body temperature gets too low, we'll start taking damage and eventually die. So, gotta be careful there. And guys, it looks like we are getting the glow whale, one of the earliest Subnautica concept arts, and we might finally be able to see it in the game. And here's the concept of the turtle in the ice again, just without the text above it. And that's it. This was a lot of information, and I am really excited for the Arctic DLC now. So, once it comes out in early access, I'll definitely play it. I'll try to not spoil myself too much so you guys get an honest reaction out of it, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. If you want to take a look at this Trello board for yourself, I'll link it in the description down below, together with the website they just released. I've also gotten a lot of questions about merch, and I now have merch, so if you want some of that, or just take a look at it, the link is in the description down below. If you have any questions or want to talk to me, you can also join my Discord, which I also link down below. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like. If you really liked it and want to keep up to date with Subnautica Sub-Zero news, then subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!